All right. So I'm sitting in Greenwich Village, and I had an interesting experience that I'm gonna share. So, and I'm sharing it because it can be taken, it could have been taken so many different ways depending on your reaction. Not the action that was going on, but how you responsibly take your response to the action that's happening. All right, so I tend to mention cashmere a lot in my videos. I have somewhat of an obsession with it. I just find it breathes amazing. It's worth every single penny. So, all right, one of my most favorite things that I own is this, the gray thing. It looks like a homeless person's man's robe, kind of, but it's cashmere, and I got it at like TJ Maxx one time for I think like $170, but it's like a $1,500 cashmere robe, and it's awesome, and I sort of live in it, and it had holes in my elbows, and my mother kept telling me I look like a homeless person in it. So I recently had it patched, which I will show you. Also take note that that material is a painting that my sister did and then had transferred into a fabric. So that's pretty snazzy. Shout out to my sister for that awesome fabric. So she put patches on my armholes recently. So my mom was very happy about that, as was I. I have an amazing sister. Like my favorite person in the world, by the way. Well, I can't say that because then I'm leaving out my mom, my dad, and my family, and my friends, and animals, and I love everybody. Okay, back to the subject. So I'm walking down the street over here in Greenwich Avenue, or, Greenwich Village, and I can hear these people behind me going, "Bah, bah, bah." I don't know who this is. This could be like, who knows? It's somebody baying. I'm assuming it's at me since I'm wearing all knit. All right, so anyway, my robe may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but I'm little, and I must say that this sucker covers the back of my legs, and when you walk everywhere like you do in good old NYC, you feel the wind and you feel the elements more than going somewhere, parking in your car to the closest parking lot to the store, running in the store and running back. It's a little different when you're here. You need to dress for the elements, So I must say, no matter what I look like, I'm warm. And it's layers. I can take it off, leave it on. The wind's not doing it. So I could give dudes what people think of what I look like. Okay, so anyway, so I'm hearing I almost lost it. Going down the street, right? I'm like, oh, it's totally at me. And I could be like, yo, what are you doing? Like, turn around and be all pissed off. Like, who are these kids bang at me, motherfucker, get upset in my head. And I don't know who it is, but instead of not, I just find it funny in my head. So I'm smiling, right? And I'm like turning, and then you can hear like, shh. And I just keep smiling. So, all right, so I'm gonna share. I have cards in my pocket. Anybody who wants to judge, you may judge away. Any judgment you have, anything that I'm gonna say this because I know this is gonna open up Pandora's box of judgment. But every once in a while, I have some cards in my pocket. Just know that anyone who is judging that anything I pull is tapping into what I feel is the highest source of love and light and the Holy Spirit. So, tarot or not, I'm tapping into the divine source of love. That being said, I pull out my pocket and I pull this. So I have the kids bang at me, and then I pull the page of rods. Just look at this card. Look at it, right? It's a little kid, right? And I find this extra hilarious. So I sort of stop. What am I scared to see who it is? So just kind of wait, and I see, and they're two kids. They're probably like 14. One has their little like hair dyed blue, and pink and orange or whatever, or the other one, they're kids, right? And they're still like kayabaying at me and looking at me, and like she noticed, and I just look at them, I was like, that's you. And they're like, what? And I was like, that's you, it's Daryl, that's you, I just pulled you. I was like, look. And they were like, huh? So then I laugh, and apparently my laugh probably sounded like a sheep. So now they're finding me extra funny because I'm sounding like them. And I'm finding this extra funny because the universe is just awesome. And then I pulled like the star and then the high priestess, right? So now they're like making fun of me, but slightly intrigued as well. They didn't know what just happened with their typical like passive aggressive bullying they were doing down the street of New York City, right? So I just kept talking. I was just like, so, they kept looking back, and then I'm laughing, and then they're like, run, and they're running down the street, but they came back, right? So then I go in the pizza place, my staple diet, and get a piece of pizza, and I could see them at the window, like coming up and looking at me, right? I feel like I'm in the never-ending story, and these kids are looking at me. And I'm like, hey. So that's it. I just thought it was kind of sweet. And there's a lot of people that could hear somebody baying like a sheep down the street at them, and that could just totally have been taken into a negative vibration. And it's so easy to take a situation that seems like it's awkward, or you're being made fun of, or being judged or something. And if you take control of it, I always think I have pizza in my teeth. Lots of extra garlic with that pizza, sidetracked. All right, so if you take control of your reaction, take responsibility for yourself, and own your own power to live in love, then you can take any situation you're in and spin it around for the better for everybody involved. So that's my story I'm sharing with you. All right. If you like any of my videos, please feel free to like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Ultraviolet Dove out.